Hello everybody, this is Fun Please, and I'm bringing you a quick cards video for today. Just a few weeks ago, I did a deck tech over Soviet self-damage after the release of the Sunrise Division. And shortly after that, there was a balance change that changed 34th Guards into a new version that only discounted itself in hand. And honestly, I thought that would actually be a nerf to the deck, which was already not doing well. And this was because I figured that you wanted to often have these discounted 34th guards consistently in hand in the mid game. However, I have been very wrong about that prediction. And the new 34th Guards has actually made self damage into a deck that saw a significant amount of play in the last OCC tournament. Now, that is still a bit early, so we'll have to see how it holds up. But the deck was brought by a lot of players and seemingly is doing quite well to be a legitimate meta deck. Needless to say, that is something that I did not expect. So I wanted to kind of do a follow-up deck tech very quickly and just essentially talk over the deck and explain the various decisions that I believe, why the specific deck is built the way it is, and essentially just kind of give you an updated and much more modern list. So starting out, just right off the bat, we still have Red Dawn and Bloody Sickle, and these are still the foundational self-damage cards. Red Dawn is extremely high tempo. It answers a lot of pretty much any turn 1 play, while also damaging your HQ for future plays, and then late game it can also turn into From the People if you can't take the damage. Very, very powerful tempo tool. Bloody Sickle, just like one of the best Soviet cards. It's the universal Soviet card. Unless you specifically have a reason to not run it, you run it. It's really, really good. Then we also have Winter Warfare, which is essentially just another card that can damage your HQ. As you'll quickly notice, this deck is very built around damaging your HQ quickly in order to discount any 34th guards in hand in order to get them out as quickly as possible. Because they discount by 2 every time they take damage, 34th guards you need to damage your HQ 3 times while it is in hand in order to make it cost 0. So this is what Winter Warfare is in here doing. It also provides a ping to the enemy units, so if you need to finish off, say, 1 or 2 enemy units, it can do that for you. We also have 33rd Recon, and this is where a really interesting build comes around. 33rd Recon says whenever 33rd Recon takes damage, draw a card. And this is actually pairing very well with Bloody Sickle and Winter Warfare. You can play these guys early on, and if you need card draw, do something like Winter Warfare. And not only are you potentially killing off enemy units, you're also drawing cards thanks to the 33rd Recon. So this creates an interesting draw engine for the deck. We also have ZHUKOV. ZHUKOV is a really strong 1-credit order. After his rework, he's still very, very powerful. I'd even say a little more so, because getting Blitz and +1/+1 on any infantry you draw is just really good and makes most of your infantry units very well statted and very impactful the turn they come down. We also have the 456th Rifle Regiment. This card, again, benefits really well from the numerous 1-credit self-damage cards we have. This guy gets out of hand very, very quickly. He's a really powerful 2-drop. If you play him on turn 2, the enemy kind of has to deal with him right away, or they risk him running away with the game. Then we have Sunrise Division. Sunrise Division is one of the power cards for self-damage. Once we get below 10 HP, which is not a hard thing to do, we get a 2-credit 9/9. Very, very strong. It's a big power spike in the mid-game. Then we have 2 Lessers of 2 Evil, which are essentially cheap card draw. Just a further addition in order to help us dig through our deck and find additional cards like finishers, more card draw, or just more threats in general. Then we have the T-80, another very solid unit. It's a well-statted tank with 0 operation cost and a 3/2 stat line. Its destruction effect is turned into an upside for us because we can because unless the enemy kills it, we can choose when to take that 2 damage, which means that we can potentially draw a bunch of cards, find a 34th Guards, and then activate T8, and then have T80 die and get that damage on our HQ. Also have the Yak 7. Very nice little unit. Sticks around and draws us cards while pinging our HQ. The enemy is often forced to remove this quickly because drawing an extra card for 1 HP every turn is really, really powerful. We also have Scouting Party. This is the other card that adds 33rd Recons, and it pairs very well with Winter Warfare. We can play Scouting Party and Winter Warfare, and we'll draw 2 cards, and then when the Recons die, we'll draw another 2, meaning we've drawn a total of 4 cards. That's a lend-lease, and is a very, very powerful combination. We also have some SU-76, aggressively statted tanks for 3 credits. They're a bit fragile, but they immediately damage our HQ. We don't run the full copies because we need room for other cards, but this is a potent option for the deck. You also have a single copy of Oorah, sort of a finisher card. Being able to give stuff like the T80 and SU-76 +3 attack and allow them to also turn that overkilling into essentially more burn damage is a powerful effect. It gives us some reach and ways to consistently close game in a quicker manner. Also works very well with 34th Guards. We have a Sendai Regiment in here. Very efficient to remove some big annoying guard or hard to deal with threat. Very good tempo tool. Then we have First Rifles. Just really solid guard overall. It's just so much stats in a 4-drop. You get a 3/5 guard that then adds a 3/4 guard to your line. Very, very good overall. We have a single copy of 5-Year Plan. Huge draw order. Able to often refill our hand with just a single play of it. Very, very efficient. We also have the 34th Guards, the new power card of the deck. We want to get these early on and discount them as quickly as possible in order to use them and have big power spikes turn 3 or turn 4 with a massive 6/6 infantry. We also have Great Patriotic War, a great way to not only give ourselves a bit of healing, but also to set the enemy into lethal range. This is the most expensive card and can kind of be a finisher if we need it. And that is the deck. Now, there are some variations of this deck. Everybody in the OCC that brought this deck had at least 1 or 2 card variations from this, but generally, it seems like self-damage works best as an aggressive deck at the current time of recording. Maybe there is a slightly slower list out there, but so far this was the one that everyone brought to the Officers Club Championship, and I expect that it'll pop up again. It's overall just a powerful deck, and I'm very shocked that 34th Guards is actually significantly better than its older iteration. That is a bit of a shock to me, but otherwise, that's the deck tech for today. Just a quick one. In terms of Mulligan, it's pretty simple. I would look for Red Dawn and Bloody Sickle, and then I just look for my payoffs, most notably 456th and 34th Guards. Then after that, you can keep like generally good stuff like ZHUKOV and card draw. Otherwise, that is all I have for you today. Very quick little update video. I'm not able to play any games at the moment, so this is just going to be a very, very short video talking about this updated deck. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. Tell me down in the comments below, what are your thoughts about self-damage being a potentially top-tier deck? Do you like the deck? Do you dislike it? Have you played it at all? I'm very curious to hear what people say. Personally, I like that such a new deck has kind of popped up in the meta. I really like that, and I'm always happy to see when the meta evolves. But otherwise, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Again, make sure to like and subscribe to not miss out on any future cards content. But otherwise, have a good day.